This is the Darrow Report. All right, bro. I got to talk about my mama, bro. I got to let this out because it's driving me nuts. If this, I'm showing an example. What would happen if I wouldn't speak this out? Well, because of the trauma bond I have with my mama, I would constantly believe that my mama don't mean any harm. Okay? Which she may not mean harm and does it uncontrollably because, things are habituous. That's why it's very important to believe in yourself. And you got to start, and if you have to start hearing yourself speak, you need to, because your body responds to it. Because we're a spirit. You hear everything. So you start telling yourself, I love my kidney, I love my heart, I love my liver, I love my heart, I love my mind, I love my peace, I love myself. 28 times is the average, is roughly how long it takes for anything to become a habit. Okay? So because my mom didn't do the repetition, 1,000-year peace, my mom's going to die and her spirit's going to go to another planet. She ain't coming back to Earth. And that's the rest of it. It says it in the Bible, 1,000 years of peace. I Googled it. I checked it out. More than one thing. I didn't just check the first one because I don't believe everything I hear, unlike y'all the first time. I like to do my own observations and research before I'm cast a judgment on something. Unlike y'all don't even ask questions and y'all cast judgments. All right, well, my mama, bro, it hurts so much because I gotta realize I can't save everybody, bro. And what I mean by that, I can't love everybody. Because if I love everybody, what I mean by that, you got two people in this world. People who try to love, people who don't. So if you got someone who tries to love with intent, and to someone who doesn't have any intent to try to love back or understand feelings and how it affects other people, bro, you wasting your energy and you getting your hopes up. So when I stop and I think about this shit, like when I'm by myself in my thoughts, boy, am I really being hard on my mom, going no contact and shit, and realizing that, nobody's perfect. We all fuck up, right? Yeah. But then I start thinking about, bro, the fuck ups I made, I tried my best not to do it again because I didn't want to hurt nobody. I didn't succeed all the time, but I always had it in my intent. I always had the intent in my heart not to hurt nobody. That's not good enough for man's standards, but for God's, that's more than enough. Man got y'all fooled, but keep y'all living in fear and thinking y'all God and y'all don't even know it. And y'all going to wonder, boy, what Jesus was talking about. I don't know you, Jesus says. Well, that's the, negativity. You can't be part of heaven if you're negative. If you think you're better than everybody, if you think your shit don't stink, if you think nobody can contribute what you can contribute. Well, my mom, dude, I know I know she had some good times and I know she did some things from the heart, but when I stopped and she did it all for face. Because she knew how much I was worth. She knew. She had the ability. And what did I do in my life? I let everything slide. I never let her sit in the bed. I didn't allow her to lay in the bed that she made for herself for treating me like that. And now she knows, she's starting to see that, hey, look, the way I treat my son is the same way I treat everybody. You remove the labels and it's not gross sounding, If you can't keep a fucking man, why the hell the kid stays whenever mom can't keep it? Shit. Because the kid feels sorry for the mama. Don't want the mama to be lonely and by herself. Oh, she never gave a shit. My mom got me at my lowest. She knew of my grandpa getting murdered and she didn't speak up. She tried making me think I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the Alzheimer's. I got a mental condition. Everything but really what happened. What makes you think that? Let's talk about it. Because I don't want my son to hurt. So, bro, I think about all the good memories, but then I got to realize, hey, look, if she really wanted to be loved by others, she would have thought this out better. She knew what she was doing. She was expecting that nobody would wake the fuck up. And now it's like that. In my mom's age, Bible says anybody who tries to harm a chosen one, like plan to take the life, yeah, attempted murder on my ass. Why I'm still alive? Because I called out the plan before it took place. But they got evidence of it, dude. That's going to come to light. The feds know. I don't need to explain myself to the onlookers. Watch. You're going to see when everything comes to light. Everything I said is true. Then y'all going to be like, ooh, Jughead the fortune teller. It's like, no, I could just read patterns and y'all going to, what y'all going to want to do. So, now you got to realize 1,000 years of peace on earth. What is that? Mental illness free, boy. Everybody loves each other because we in peace. Now, does it make sense? It's in the Bible. Narcissism or demonic. Narcissists. Jesus did not acknowledge the narcissists to enter the kingdom of heaven because they went to church in the AC instead of going out in the fields and following him. Dude, I cry at night. Why is my mom? You know what I mean? It's like I'm grieving a mother who only existed in my mind. It was like a fake reality. The person I fell in love with was a facade, was all smoke and mirrors. It wasn't her true colors. Because if her true colors would have shown earlier, she never would have had the chance to get a murder on her son and her, you know what I mean? So it's like some serious deception, intentional. That's malicious and sick when a mother will intentionally do things to make him think that he could trust her and love her and do all the fucking up and shit and think it's okay without the world knowing how sadistic my mother is. And that's my dad too. Bro, I always thought, you know what, maybe if I was a little bit, my dad would love me better. You know, I wouldn't be on the street, whatever. No, they knew about my money the whole fucking time, and I ain't supposed to have to work because of a trust fund. And they was well aware of it, and they done that on purpose. And now that they caught, they can't say sorry. I got it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Fuck mom and dad. If you got a good one who was accountable, and hey, that's fine. But don't let a title run you nuts, because you know what? That's what I know God's preparing me. You know what I'm going to get my money? Whenever I honestly don't give a shit about anybody in the past who done me wrong, who never said sorry. Because I said sorry to every motherfucker I hurt. Nobody could do it to me, though, and mean it. As long as Jughead's nice, we'll tell him, because he's stupid. No. What it's called is, I let y'all be yourself long enough, because I knew who I was. And I knew the time would come to where I would get to expose y'all true colors, and there's nothing y'all could do about it. And oh, here we are now. Every last person I met, did they think they got up on me? Yeah, y'all may have won, but look where we are now. Y'all fucking exposed. I'm about to be a billionaire while y'all gonna lose all y'all shit. Bro, I wanted, you don't know how bad I wish I had a real, honest, loving family. And now I got to realize at 46 years old, no matter how I look at it, you can't unsee it. They never loved me when I loved them my whole life. And that's the same thing that goes to everybody watching who's ever met me.